Well, we have a treat from above, and we have our wonderful speaker, Sam Haines, which some of you already know, or many of you know already. And today he is going to share the gift of the Holy Spirit and how he came to be a channel for the Holy Spirit and share a message for a circle as well. When he was younger, he had regular angel and Holy Spirit encounters. He would see angels and hear them speak in his mind. As he grew older, the connection grew and had many revelations within the experiences. One stands out as a particular powerful one that happened over the course of years and now has accumulated in the direct experience of unifying God and his love and all of creation and how we are all connected with it. Throughout his life, he's received wisdom and guidance from Spirit that's helped him avoid dangers and assisted him in serving his clients. When COVID happened in March, he and Wendy immediately stepped up and have been hosting IET daily empowerment sessions through Zoom. They are on, maybe this has changed, back when he wrote this was day 143, so I'm assuming it's much more, so it's probably closer to 150 at this point, and are continuing this through the end of the year and beyond. So through his daily practice, he channels, the channeling he does that's been random is now coming in every day. He's recorded them and is turning them into Gifts of the Holy Spirit book series and a weekly YouTube audio video series called Mic Drops from Above. So their ongoing mission is to help people shift from living in their pain to living in their purpose. That is front and center. The other thing I can tell you about Sam is that I've known him from quite some time. And we've traveled in so many of the same circles and get to hang out with him and Wendy for a while. So that was really extra cool. He is kind. He is compassionate. He has a beautiful aura. He's a wonderful musician. And he's graced us with his music and his talents over the years. He does IET, Master Practitioner, with Wendy. And he's got one of the biggest hearts I know, the biggest smiles I know. And he has this beautiful hat that never stays too far from his head. So let's welcome our good friend of Circle, Sam Haines.
Sharon, thank you so much. That was a really, really sweet introduction. I really appreciate what I've gotten to spend knowing you over the years too. You have an equally large and generous and beautiful heart and a very lovely smile yourself.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Same to you.
And thank you, Circle and Glenda, and all the people who were involved in helping to set today up and show up. Alice, it's beautiful to see you. And Christopher, hello. I wore the shirt in honor of you, Christopher. I knew Alice was going to be the seed, so I wore my Christopher Fromkin shirt, and it feels good. It's a real honor and a real treat and a real privilege to be here. Circle has graced my life in many ways over the years. I met Wendy Rose, my beloved, at Circle, and I've had many wonderful opportunities to share good times and good vibes with the community, whether it's just sharing a meal or music, and now today getting to share this moment with you all. So I'm humbled and honored to be here. So some general background. I think Sharon nailed much of it. But the last 4 months have been, maybe 5 or 6 months, have been particularly amazing for Wendy and I. When lockdown hit, it was, of course, quite a shock for us. And we had a moment of freak out and went, well, crap, what's going to happen to life? You know, is everything we thought was going to happen going to come to dust and ruin? We had no idea. So we had plenty of fear. And so we knew that we had IET, right? So we started from where we were at. And we said, well, we were already doing weekly IET Zoom empowerments. What if we just did it daily so that we know that we're taking care of ourselves, that we're also creating a space we can invite other IET practitioners into so we can take care of our freakouts together. And so we started that 163 days ago. Today is 163. And we haven't missed a day yet. And it's been absolutely transformative, inspiring, and stabilizing. I would say stabilizing would be the word that fits it for today. Blessing, just wonderful. And the people that have come into our lives through it are so impressive. And as Gary likes to call us, Ohana, right? We are all one tribe, one family, and that fits so well for the message that that wants to come through today, right? So every day in our group, the lovely Wendy picks an angel card out of the IET Angels deck. And today she picked the energy does love to play with energy. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Great. So Angel Daniel is the card that got picked today. Angel Daniel blesses us with kindness. And so I was feeling a weave-in coming from all the blessings and all the beautiful people that we've met that come from all different places, all walks of life, all life experiences and thoughts and all kinds of wonderful things, that we show up in a spirit together and create a community together is no mistake. It is certainly by divine design, and we're all brought together through very, very wonderful ways. So our lives have been blessed tremendously the last many months. And so to be here today sharing with you, part of what's grown in my life is through this daily connection with Spirit. I found that messages wanted to come through, and the group was kind enough to listen to me speak, and even kinder to say how much what I was saying fit for them and helps certain things pop open for them. And so since we were all enjoying it together, I figured, well, I may as well just keep allowing my mouth to open when I feel like there's something to say. Not always a good idea, but you know, it works out. So I'm really, really honored to have the opportunity to hold space with you, right? Because I don't see it as necessarily me being a generative source, more just a mouth willing to be lent over for Spirit, and I do it gratefully and humbly, and I try to do it in a way that's aware that it's coming through me as a filter. So I allow and trust that whatever wants to come through will touch the eyes, the hearts, the ears, the minds of anyone, and I give it away freely. Right? If you are inspired, that's wonderful. That inspiration is between you and Spirit. I don't want to claim any credit for it. And I'll be happy to celebrate the inspiration with you. So,
if you get a chance, Sam, before you go further, can you just explain a tiny bit about IET? Someone was asking.
Sure, I'd be happy to. Great question. IET stands for Integrated Energy Therapy. It's a wonderful modality similar to Reiki that was developed by Stephen Thayer throughout, I suppose, the 80s, and has really come into its own in the last 20 years. It's a worldwide community. IET works with what are called the 9 healing angels, but it's the angelic realm. And these 9 angels have claimed an identity, right? Because in the angelic realm, it's one unified field, but we humans, we like to have names and faces to go along with the voices in our heads. So the 9 angels are Ariel, Raphael, right? Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Angel Celestina, Angel Faith, Cassiel, Sarah, Daniel, and Archangel Michael. And of course, the cherubs and all the hierarchies of angels are there too. But those are the 9 distinct names and personalities that are identified so far through the theory and practice of IET. It is great at getting the issues out of the tissues, right? It clears cellular memory, not only in the physical aspect, but our emotional patterns, our mental belief systems, all the thought patterns, as well as spiritual and karmic energies that we're resolving here on Earth as we're developing our spiritual muscles, right? The whole thing is we fall out of love so we can build ourselves back up into love. And how often can we make that shift and repeat that shift over and over? So there's so many wonderful lessons in the practice of IET that have awoken in my life. And it's certainly been a doorway for me to not only heal myself and help to heal others, but also for me to get more in touch with how Spirit moves through me into the world. And it's helped me to learn to embrace that. And so today is a culmination of that practice. And so let's all take a moment, since we're here together, and in whatever way is meaningful for you, clear the table of your mind and your heart and allow whatever is on it to be present. This is not a table that has to be set any one particular way. It's a come as you are table. That everything in your life is precisely where it is. And that we can let the fuss in life bother and sit down and settle for a moment. As we take a moment to receive the presence of Spirit that is in our lives, regardless of the way our table looks, and regardless of the way we may feel about that table, Spirit is with us. And we are with Spirit. And today, the angel, we lovingly call Daniel, brings us a message with a tone and a thought of kindness. And so what is it about kindness that might be helpful for us to hear? And when I ask that question of Daniel, the first thing that comes to mind is there's a word inside of kindness, right? It's not just the word kind, but there's a word within that, whether by intention or just by fun happenstance, the word kin. And so the word kindness reveals something about each of us. There's a greater truth that we are all in kinship with each other. We are all of one human family. And of course, we can intellectually explore that and even emotionally acknowledge that. And we're given a really amazing time in our lives as a whole world through all the wonderful changes that this world's going through. And they are wonderful, even if they're terrifying. We're being shown that we are akin to each other, and we're being given a chance, each and every one of us, to establish within ourselves what that is. In a time where so much definition and banners and slogans are being thrown about, and so many projections are being thrown about. Not that that's something new, that's quite human and quite old. But that we as a whole collective humanity, through the magic and wonder of technology, we can span space and time. Technology is more closely reflecting our growth as we reach out to each other and build a worldwide community, a worldwide conversation. That kinship is revealed to us. And so the angels want that to be highlighted this morning. That as we look across the screen and all the boxes, there's a face and a name and a beautiful smile. A living, breathing human being is represented there. And through these avatars on our screen, we see a reflection of not only ourselves, but that we can learn and understand that we are also a reflection of those who would look upon us. Not in a way where we lose our identity or anything crucial and sacred to our own selves, for we are each sacrosanct and sacred individuals. That's what makes kinship so special. It's our separateness. It's our beautiful talents and treasures. It's the purpose we each have to live in this world that makes the world so special and worth being in. It's your beauty that is here present that makes this world so beautiful and worth being in. And it's some miracle so far beyond our ability to describe through any math or science or philosophy the true wonder of nature and how all of our seemingly disparate natures coincide so wonderfully. That we are a family. We are a human kin. Whether we are in conflict or in peace, we are still kin. And so kindness, how does kindness reflect that kinship? When we are in a spirit of kindness, whether it's towards ourselves, which is important, or towards another, we're honoring and acknowledging that when we look at another person, we are looking at an extension of our own selves. We are engaging with our family, whether by blood or by spirit. That kindness has a deep and intrinsic role to play in our lives. It is not something that is soft either. Kindness fits great on what you call Hallmark gift cards. It's a wonderful platitude in some situations. It bespeaks a wonderful sentiment, tenderness, care, compassion, love. Yet kindness is also bold and strong. Kindness embodies a conviction. There's something amazing about the human spirit. While in a great state of flux at all times, so many thoughts, so many emotional mixtures, so many experiences, so much potential. Within our own design, our emotions are not competing with each other. Our thoughts might be, but our emotions are not. And our basic nature is not in conflict. And that strength that we have within ourselves, that wholeness we have within ourselves all the time, even if we're engaging in strife and we find ourselves torn, we are still whole. And it is the spirit of kindness that can remind us of that fact. The spirit of kindness goes deep into the human spirit. It is like a tether or a grounding rod. When we are blessed with the grace of kindness, our minds can clear. Our hearts can open. And we're presented with a choice. For as humans, we have choice at all times. It's part of why life is so complicated. Because we have infinite potential in our choices. And thank goodness for the natural world with its boundaries and barriers. We are given a wonderful playground to explore. And we are given free rein of how to explore it. And we have the presence of our Creator, the Spirit, with us in this playground, not to guide us or indeed not to control us and do it for us, but rather to watch us, to observe us, and to offer wisdom, to offer guidance, to offer compassion, to offer a reminder of who we are deep down. When we put aside all the trial and error, we want to connect with home base. Spirit is there, always willing to participate. And kindness is one of the many ways we can engage and reconnect with home base. Kindness can transcend a moment of strife. Kindness can be a wonderful pattern interrupt. Kindness can also be a significant call to action in one's life. For sometimes kindness is uncomfortable and takes courage to fulfill and to act out. Sometimes a great act of kindness is to offer a truth that one does not want to hear. Sometimes kindness is to stand in an uncomfortable position and hold ground that needs to be held through conviction. And that's where the toughness of kindness can be exposed. The toughness of the human spirit can be exposed. For it takes courage and virtue to be kind in a world that wants to be soft, in a world that doesn't want to have boundaries, in a world that doesn't want to have rules, in a world that wants to run amok. It takes great strength to bring what kindness brings to the world. Kindness is not always popular. It is not always easy to be kind. And so kindness awakens in us our own humanity, our own stubbornness, our own strength. And it knits a fabric that is stronger than doubt, stronger than fear, stronger than the pains that we might endure. It knits a fabric of humanity, spirit to spirit, eye to eye, mind to mind, heart to heart. It engages us on a level that transcends our divisiveness. It awakens within us a desire to be children, to be innocent. And that at any age, no matter what has transpired in our lives, no matter where we are, we can shift our energy in a moment, in an instant, without reason, without excuse, without apology, without explanation. We can shift, we can change. And kindness is a wonderful way to engage in ourselves when we find ourselves feeling out of sorts and disconnected, right? Random acts of kindness, you say. Synchronicities abound. The fabric gets exposed because even in our divisiveness, we are not separated. And all the horror stories seen on the news, we are not separated from each other. The fabric is unbreakable. We cannot break it because we did not create it. And we cannot toss asunder what God has made. And so through our kinship, we are co-creators, powerfully employing our energies here in this wonderful natural world, physical 3D sandbox that God made for us to play in. What we bring to the table matters. What we discover along the way matters. And for all of our learning and all of our insights and wisdom, we're only part of the way there. There's always more to explore and discover within our nature. And that's a beautiful thing. We're only given a handful of years on this planet. Every generation starts as a baby and grows into old age and hopefully wisdom. The entirety of the human race is only ever about 100 years wise. Then it starts all over every generation. And so sometimes we have to muck the stable and clean things up and touch base. And Spirit is always here to teach us and to soothe us and to comfort us and to guide us and to offer us insight. We have beautiful free reign and creativity and purpose and meaning all available within us. And so kindness is presented to you today as a doorway. Be kind to yourself first. Notice that you are a kinship to yourself. That's an interesting thing and maybe uniquely human, perhaps not. But either way, the first relationship in our lives that we can try everything out on is the one we have with ourselves. Do unto others, right? Well, how do we do to ourselves? Are we kind to ourselves? Are we loving to ourselves? Where do we avoid ourselves? Where do we hide, repress, or deny ourselves? And so be kind. Open that doorway into your own soul and allow what you find there to inspire you and to awaken you, and then bring that out into the world. You are beautiful. You may be flawed, but you are perfect just as you are. You are living, breathing miracles. You are potential. I'll leave you with a closing thought that wants to come through is the greatest value that you bring the world is not what you've attained, gained, or learned so far. Though those do matter, and those are achievements, and they are to be celebrated. The greatest value that you have for the world is your potential. Your potential to grow, your potential to learn, your potential to teach and to touch the lives around you. And that potential is open and available to you to do with as you please. And Spirit is here with you at all times to build you up, to assist you. And so we'll move into a short meditation around that, in the space that Spirit has created within our hearts and our minds. As you look within yourself, who do you see? And allow that to be seen. Any judgments, any emotions that you have are welcome here. Whomever you're seeing when you look within, they have a mission. They have a purpose. They have something on their hearts, in their DNA, that burns to be activated and live in the world, find expression. And so let's take a few moments and listen to ourselves. What is burning in your heart and your minds to come into the world through you? And if you have any fears or doubts around what you see, celebrate that. Run towards the fear, run towards the doubt, because that's where the gold is. And it's only barriers of thought between you and your potential, your purpose, your dreams. You can change your thoughts. You can step right around them. You can move right through them. Draw upon the feeling of living your purpose. Draw upon the feeling of being so inspired that you flow into the world naturally, even if you don't know what that looks like. Allow that fear to turn into excitement, that doubt to turn into curiosity. To quote one of my mentors, God doesn't make shit and he didn't start with you. The message is, you're pretty awesome. Enjoy, engage in yourself. Be amazing. Not because I say so, unless you need that reason, then do it because I say so, but do it because you are amazing. Find out just how amazing you can be. And then bring that amazing to the world. I want to see it. I want to see you be amazing. And so I want to thank you all for being open and willing to allow this message to come through today. I truly hope it inspires and awakens exactly what you need, exactly what you are reaching for in your life today. I love you. You are blessed. You are never alone.
Take a moment and have a nice deep breath for everyone. And I want to thank you, Sam and Angel Daniel, ever so much for that wisdom, the kindness, the random acts of kindness we need for Circle and for the world. And I just am so awed and amazed and excited for you about your wonderful expansion of all your gifts here. It is just, it's mind-blowing, actually. So many blessings to you, because that's just awesome.
Thanks. It's been a ride. It's been a wild ride. It's been a lot of fun, and I've had such loving support from the IAT community. They're just so wonderful.
And from Wendy too.
Oh, absolutely. She first and foremost.